Everglades Carlos here. This is an outing over to Chokoloskee. I parked near the Smallwood store and launched from a little beach they have there. I have this goal of catching a big snook, a big tarpon, and a big redfish from the paddleboard. And so little by little, I'm trying to learn how to catch these fish. It's very different than bass fishing. It's more about current and where these fish set up. So I had looked at the map. The tide was going to be incoming, and I'd seen these oyster beds and some other stuff that I wanted to check out. But fortunately, the oyster beds were working, and I just fished that until the current stopped. Once the current stopped, the bite died. But for the first 4 hours, I caught a ton of fish, and it was, I didn't catch any big ones, but I got a lot of action, and I certainly learned a ton of stuff. So here it is. And you can see here, you can really see to the left of that little mangrove, the water doesn't look as rippled. That's because there's an oyster bed there. Same thing to the right. And you can see water's pushing, the wind is pushing in to that oyster bed, but the current's actually coming from the board towards me, and the fish were on the other side of that line. So every time I could get my bait on the other side of that line, I would get a bite. So as I was saying, the current is coming towards me, and so my thinking is the fish are using those oyster beds as a corral to catch bait. Bait's being pushed in with the tide. There's a lot of current, but it's so shallow I can use my micro pole. I was using a small paddle tail, 3-inch paddle tail, with a 1/16-ounce jig. Oh, there it is. Make fish real again. Make fishing real again. Man, that sucks when fish are biting and you're having to deal with stuff like that.
Oh, he came off. Hopefully I'll get a few more bites in there and I didn't spook them all. We'll see.
It's super shallow. You can see there, maybe, 8 inches of water or something like that, where the oyster beds are. You'd have to really know the place to get a boat in there. Or just be okay with scratching it up a little bit. Be super sketchy. But with a paddleboard, you can really just get in there. So fun. I was really getting a lot of action. Fish after fish.
Fish are biting nice. First, get that one on video. Oh, he came off. That was cool though. Number 4.
I saw a lot of this fish busting out of the water. When you're sitting in a place for a while, you start hearing things. You start getting clues. I used to hear other anglers talking about listening to what was going on and not understanding what they were talking about. But at the end of the day, this fishing game is all about patience. Waiting, listening, having your senses open, and little by little things start falling into place. I think I'm really enjoying the process of finding a big snook and finding a big red, because I'm confident that it'll happen. And so I know that I just have to spend time in the water and little by little trust the process, and I have, and it's working. You know, I mean, my days are getting substantially better now. It's obviously, this was a hot bite, and you know, I was in the water at the right bay at the right time, but I don't know, I feel like things are starting to fall a little bit more into place.
It's a nicer one.
I actually saw a lot of this. I thought this was cool. You can see the fish come up, hit the lure, and kind of short strike it and drop it. This was cool. This was a trout that I caught. Nice size one. I mean, not big, but nice size fish. They fight nice. I enjoyed it.
Trout.
This was one of the better ones that I hooked onto. I guess I have to be more careful when I have them next to the board, because I lost a lot of fish that I had right next to the board. It's not like bass fishing where, like, when you have them hooked, you got them. These fish mouths are a little softer, and it's easier for them to come off. And that's what I've noticed anyways. I'm still, like I said, figuring things out. So yeah, that was my day. So to recap, I fished 4.5 hours. I caught somewhere around 14 to 16 snook. None of them were big. I caught a trout, a few ladyfish, but I learned a ton about how the fish were setting up in the current, and you know what's possible when the bite is hot. I also wonder if I could have done something different to hook onto a bigger fish. I think I had a couple good bites, but I wasn't able to really hook these fish. And so yeah, it was a fun afternoon. If you like my videos, please leave me a like, a subscription, and if I said something that doesn't make sense, or if you think you can help me, give me a tip so I can catch them better, please leave me a comment. It's funny, I get 300, 400 views on a video and I get 1 or 2 comments on it. Anyhow, I really appreciate the feedback. Hope you guys catch them, and tight lines.